Welcome to the definitive guide to how Facebook ads actually work. How does an ad actually work? What is a Facebook ad? We're going to dissect this down to how post IDs function, how Facebook actually measures everything that happens within that post ID and the web page you're actually promoting and not the one on your site. Plus how that actually turns into targeting so that you never need to worry about bidding models or audiences ever again. And ultimately how dynamic ads function so that you can understand why if you're not currently using dynamic ads, you are 100% not setting yourself up for success. So we're gonna dive into all of that right here, right now. Definitive guide to how Facebook ads actually work. Let's go. But first, I just want to say this. Thank you very much. I know you could be anywhere on the internet right now, and I'm going to make sure the next half hour is 100% worth your time. If you need more help, go to links.facebookdisruptor.com, sign up for everything. Don't forget to subscribe, ring that bell. Let's go. Now, the last thing that I wanted to cover here, because I think it's incredibly important, is dynamic ads. Every single ad account should be built on the back of dynamic ads. Again, sort of an opinion, but we're gonna back that up with objective facts. And I'm gonna struggle to find a way to prove that that's not what you should be doing. It's been years, hundreds of millions of dollars, hundreds of ad accounts, dozens of examples, people from dozens of countries and 6 different continents, folks that I've had conversations with, and people that I've trained, students and clients of mine. This is a hard fact for every single one of them. Dynamic ads are something you should be using. And instead of trying to undermine, well, I don't use dynamic ads for my creative testing and I'm going to go build post IDs and well, I already have all this stuff. Let's throw all of the bad advice that worked in 2017 before the Power 5 was introduced. Let's throw all of the guru agency, like I'm searching for vanity metrics to prove my value instead of actually growing your business because I run an ad agency and I don't give a damn about your bottom line. Let's throw all of that out the window and let's just start real data. Let's have a real conversation about data. Let's start that. When you make a dynamic ad using dynamic creative, remember how a post ID collates all the information? In a dynamic creative, that dynamic creative ad is the post ID. And now every element of that web page is dynamically responding to that impression, which means that one post ID is actually collecting information from every permutation of ad that is built within that dynamic ad. So to put this a different way, you could build 20 individual ads to try out to see what happens with 5 different images and 4 different headlines with your one primary text. Okay, that's 20 different ads. Now you can try that to run the scientific method across all of it, and maybe you're even doing something like running ABO to make sure every ad gets the exact same spend and whatever to try to control for this scientific process. Well, let's really dive into what you're doing. You are making 20 different web pages that don't talk to each other, that are competing against each other in every auction. Odds are the vast majority of them are not good. Maybe there's 2 or 3 of them that are desirable. But because you're trying to get a scientific read on all of the data, forgetting the fact that spend is a meritocracy because Facebook is built on the back of understanding customer journey, so we don't need to do that type of testing. That's not how it works. Then you are investing more heavily in losses than in wins. You're also investing a lot of impression share. The majority of the money that you spend is into an asset that you're not going to use again. So you are investing heavily in disposable assets of no value on the hope that the assets that do work, 1, that you're able to identify them, 2, that you're able to replicate their success, and 3, that you're able to pay off for all of the losses just to break even. Now, when you think about it in that way, that's a pretty terrible way of running a business. In fact, no real business runs like that at scale. That's just playing the lottery, bad for business. Now, moving forward, let's dive into one or two other things about dynamic ads. Instead of competing with each other at every level, now, if we were to instead put all of those elements into one dynamic creative, now that one single post ID, that one web page that has dynamic elements within it, is curating all of the data from everyone to create the best user experience. And then we can extract the post IDs from that by basically seeing an itemized list of permutation by estimated action rate by hitting the Facebook post with comments preview and seeing what out of all of these actually meets Facebook's business objectives. Then we can index that against where did the spend go, what performance do we like, is this test even good, and we can develop high confidence assets built on the back of every bit of investment. So instead of setting 90 cents of every dollar on fire and then hoping that that 1 10-cent investment where we got lucky pays for everything else, we can say that every penny informed the data set of the actual post ID that we're running with. And now on day one, it's launching on the back of all of the work that we've done instead of in spite of all of the work that we've done. Trying to put this in one other way, let me be more obtuse with this and give a real world example. When you make 20 different ads, think about it like this: you're hiring 20 different salespeople that never talk to each other, that are going after the exact same set of leads, often retargeting those leads with each other. So you unleash all of these people to knock on doors in a neighborhood. You're gonna have one house be knocked on by 4 or 5, 10 of those salespeople. When one of those salespeople gets the sale, is it because they're the best one or because they were the 10th time somebody answered the door? How pissed off am I going to be at your business because every single day I'm getting hit on my door by 2 or 3 of your salespeople and I don't want to buy? The vast majority of people are getting really pissed off at you. But to be fair, that's sort of the industry standard way of running ads, which is horrible. It makes no sense. When you actually break it down, it's what you're doing. There's no defense to that logic. It doesn't work. Instead, dynamic ads would say you're gonna have one salesperson that knocks on every door, that knows about how that person wants to be communicated to, and instead curates their sales pitch to meet that person's needs, to give them the best chance of positively embracing seeing that salesperson. Now, yes, that one salesperson is going to be smarter. And yes, that one salesperson might hit on a few things early that work and try to replicate that. And yes, that one salesperson isn't necessarily going to tell you this is the best exact permutation of everything, because they don't know. But we can look and see, well, when we showed them this picture, this video, they responded better. When we use this opening line, our headline, they responded better. Now, maybe it's not the best image and the best headline. That's okay. Because ultimately what we're worried about isn't the best single element across each one. What is the collective learning of the entire investment that we've made? And then ultimately, how do we use that to make sure that every penny we spend produces the best post IDs that are already completely aware of how users want to be engaged with, and that ad, because we ultimately go to market with the best post ID, it's collating all of the targeting data. It's collating all of the user information, and it's going to go out there and have the best chance for success on day one, because it's not actually day one. It's sitting on the top of every single door that you've knocked on, from every single and permutation of every single sales pitch that you've done. So it's not one salesperson that was lucky enough to get a few people to say yes after a week of just abusing an entire neighborhood. It's the one salesperson that took the time and effort to give a damn about the people before they knocked on the door that is now really, really good at their job, and you're letting them do the one or two things they do the absolute best, and you're taking the rest of that to market. Now, one of these ideas makes complete sense and actually has a hit rate of about 80-90% of producing really high confidence, really stable assets that you can invest really heavily in. The other one is building individual ads, worrying about audiences, using ABO or manual bidding, and basically running Facebook like it was Google 10 years ago. Which one of those things do you think is ultimately easier, more scalable, more stable, creates a higher bit of incremental lift, and at the end of the day, gets you the lowest CPMs on your account? Sometimes less than $10 on, domestic US conversion objective campaigns. And then which one of those do you think is really commonly used by the same people that whine about $50 CPMs, that are still trying to tell you what type of ad works really well today, what audience is working really well today? And I'll leave it at that. I'm gonna not throw in too many pejoratives because I'm trying to be a nicer guy. Anyway, that's something for you to think about. This is how Facebook ads actually work. Again, from the engineering team and the product team, because I was there when we built it over the last 10 years, giving feedback on hundreds of millions of dollars of spend. That's the insight I'm trying to give you today. Once again, thank you if you made it this far. Please hit like, please subscribe, please comment. Just go ahead and like the video if you made it this far. It means everything to YouTube's algorithm to tell them that you responded positively to this, so they're gonna show it to more people. And if you like this too, subscribe if you're listening to it on podcast, share it with your friends, comment with any questions you have, and thank you so much. And until next time, I'll see you on the internet. Think YouTube thinks you should like some of this stuff? Go ahead and subscribe there. links.facebookdisruptor.com. Go there to find a million more resources. I'll see you later. Bye.